Hello, this is a brief overview and assembly video for the Joker Tool Works HiCAPA Carbine 2A. When you download all the files, this is what you'll have. For the first step of assembly, there's several nuts that you're going to want to put into the main receiver. They're going to go in all of the hexagonal cutouts on the inside of the receiver, of which there are 7. Once those have been put into place, you're going to put the top rail down into the receiver, and you're going to put the screw through here. Then you will put the bottom rail on. There's going to be 2 screws that go into there. Next, we're going to put 3 nuts into here, here, and here on the muzzle plate. And we're going to move the charging handle back into the receiver. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that the dimensions of the charging handle are such that they don't bind up at any point in this little motion here. And then you're going to place this muzzle plate with the nuts into it, into the receiver. And you're going to put a screw through here, here, and here. Next up, for the action camera mount, there's another M4 nut that goes right here. This then gets put back into the receiver, and then a screw goes through here. So that is the forward receiver assembly done. Next, we're going to look at the rear receiver assembly. So you're going to take your buffer tube, and the screw that comes through it, you're going to feed through into this back part of the stock tang. This extension is funneled, so it's easy to guide the screw through. And then there's a slot here for an M5 nut that you can press into the plate. Once you do that, just screw the buffer tube in as far as you can without cracking the plate, and that's installed. Now, into this slot here on the rear receiver, and this slot here, you're going to put M4 nuts, and you're going to screw this stock assembly into the rear receiver. Once that's done, we're almost there. You're going to take that whole rear assembly and line it up with the front assembly, and then you're going to put a screw through here, 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 and here. So that's the main body of the kit assembled. Once you have it to this point, you're ready to put your hi-capa into it. So you can see how it lines up there. The idea is that the trigger guard is going to bottom out against this wall. You're going to have full clearance for the safety on both sides and the slide release. Once that's all in place, this part, which is the rail lock, you're going to slide that into the groove in the side of the receiver. And the kit is now all assembled. So in order to use it, you insert a magazine, pull the charging handle back with the safety off, let it go forward by itself, don't ride it forward, and then you can start shooting. When you're done, eject the magazine. You can clear BB just the same way that you would with a normal hi-capa, pulling the slide back and rattling the BB out or pushing it out of the barrel. To remove your hi-capa, this piece here can get tight sometimes, and this is one of the pieces you'll definitely want to sand to fit perfectly. So I've included a piece called the removal tool, and the removal tool essentially looks like a mirrored version of this piece with a notch cut out. And what you'll do is you line it up with the rail lock, and then from this side you'll push the tool in until the rail lock is about halfway out, then remove the tool and put it away, and then you can remove the rail lock completely, and then simply slide the hi-capa backwards and down at an angle, about 45-degree angle, and then the pistol will be free from the carbine kit and you can go back to using it as a pistol. This is the final result of the hi-capa carbine kit. So you can see the rail lock right here is holding the pistol into the frame quite tightly. There's really not that much play at all. Charging handle. You can see neither side binds up. In fact, if I lock the slide here, you can see that there is actually a little bit of play in the charging handle. That's completely fine. I've noticed that in use, the charging handle will more or less stay forward whenever you're using it, unless you're shooting it at a crazy angle. But if it's sanded properly to the point where it does not bind up at all, then even if you're shooting it straight up, it'll still kick the charging handle forward every time you shoot, so it's never going to prevent the pistol from shooting. As for the sight, I put a primary arms 3.5 I think on here, and I can just about aim it while I have the stock shouldered completely. I would suggest an optic with a longer sight relief if you're going to go the magnified route. Also, obviously, as it has an AEG M4 stock, it can collapse out to a total of 5 positions or more, depending on the buffer tube you use. And when fully extended, it really starts to feel like very similar to like a P90 or an AUG in terms of having most of the length behind the grip. It almost feels like a bullpup a little bit. So that is the HiCAPA Carbine kit, the Joker Tool Works HCC-2A. If you want to download one, it's available on Thingiverse. If you want to buy one, you can email me at jokertoolworks@gmail.com to order one, which it's going to be made to order. So turnaround time is going to be about 2 to 3 weeks. Or you can order it from a print service, or if somebody else happens to be selling the kit at the time and can produce one higher quality than me, then go for them.